Islam, the Quran, terrorism, jihad. We need to talk about this, not talk about me and you. You know what I mean? But now, so it's his own channel. I'm happy to have the clash, Piers. Yeah, it's not a clash you're going to win.
Developing today, Tommy Robinson has said he will go head-to-head with Piers Morgan on Uncensored, despite thousands of his supporters saying that is a huge mistake after the former Good Morning Britain presenter made it clear during his appearance on that show all he intends to do is take down the UK's political prisoner. But he was questioned about his decision to go head-to-head with Piers by Liam Tufts on The Dozen. Watch. Big news. Outspoken is now available as a podcast too. So please do subscribe wherever you get yours, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and make sure you rate and review. I'll take 5 stars, if you may.
Piers Morgan, let's talk about him for a little bit. Comes out, slams you, lies about you, flexes his chest, then goes completely silent. Then you come out, you seem like you're on the up, very popular, and he appears on X and he starts goading you again.
Well, he set up his own channel, isn't he? And he wants the views on his own channel. Look, Piers is a very clever man. So, and do you know what? I'd agree with him on a lot. But the problem with Piers now is, what does he even believe? Does anyone even know? Does he even know? At least when I talk, people know that's what I believe. That's where I stand. I don't change where I stand. Yeah, I never have. Piers is pro-Israel, then it's cool to be against Israel. What gets more likes, what gets more clicks, that's what Piers says, basically. So, Piers, when I went on his first show, Good Morning Britain, was it? That was the most watched episode of that show ever. Piers knew what he was doing. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Very clever. So I'd like to, when I am going to, I know he's trying to give me some time frame. I said, I've just come out of jail. I'm putting it simply, I'm not well from that.
We're going to wrap this up soon.
I look forward to talking to Piers Morgan, as long as he actually lets me talk. What I've said is, I've had deadlines. I've come out. I've had to get what I've done.
And you can see there, and this is something that Piers Morgan just doesn't understand, because he's treating Tommy Robinson as some sort of piece of meat just to get views. Actually, he's still incredibly emotional about the horrendous experience he's just gone through. He's also picked up on the fact that Piers is almost goading him into going back to jail by trying to talk to him about the details of the film that got him locked up in the first place. Watch.
No, because it seems like he wants to talk about the film that had just gone out. Well, I'll go straight to jail, Piers. You know that. I'll go straight to jail. I can't get on there and defend my point on that film because I'll go straight to prison. But I think there's a lot that me and Piers can talk about. And I think that what I don't like to do, which is when I went on there last time, you know, when I went on with Piers Morgan, he seemed to make it about my personal character. Now, I could have attacked Piers' personal character. That's not what the public want to hear at the time. We've got what, a 2, 3 minute, 4 minute slot on national TV. Well, I went on there to get my points across that the public need listening to. Islam, the Quran, terrorism, jihad. We need to talk about this, not talk about me and you. You know what I mean? But now, so it's his own channel. I'm happy to have the clash, Piers. Yeah, it's not a clash you're going to win. It's just not a clash he's going to win.
Fighting talk, I love it. And I think he's probably right, actually. He also raised the fact that Piers and Nigel Farage keep on talking about his criminal record, which he says is hypocritical.
Pictures, even like when Nigel Farage is going on about me being a criminal. I think, Nigel, one of your MPs volleyed a woman in the head, his missus, and went to jail for it. You're supporting his best mate, who he's always with, was laundering money for the cartels, went to jail in America. That's Nigel's best mate, he's always with him. Yeah? I think, I look through the other bloke he was having stand, that has got a massive list of criminal record, far worse than mine. So I just don't get it. And Piers Morgan does the same. Piers, you're obviously not from the same place I'm from, not from the same background I'm from. You're from a privileged lifestyle, as are your children. They've lived a totally privileged lifestyle. But I do think that he's got his own large platform now. A lot of people will message me saying, don't do it. Don't give him the airtime. It's not about giving him the airtime. It's about giving our cause the airtime. It's about discussing and debating the topics of conversation that we want raised, which is the most important point. That doesn't matter if Piers is going to try and make me look like an idiot in the process.
To the superstar panel, Leilani Dowding and June Slater. June, is Tommy Robinson making a big mistake agreeing to go head-to-head with Piers Morgan on Uncensored?
depends how soon it is. I think he needs some time to heal. If that
Very
was my
emotional
son,
there, wasn't he, June?
yes, he was. And all credit to him. I can't believe he's come out punching the way he has already. Not a lot of men could. I mean, what he's been through is it's horrid. It should never have happened in our society. And to even accept the challenge, even if it's delayed a little while, it should be delayed a bit of, because of humanitarian reasons. Give him time to come round. It's different doing a podcast with your friend Liam to go into an adversary, and Piers will be an adversary because that is what would make it interesting. And he's got to be careful he doesn't get tripped up because of his bail conditions or whatever positions he's in.
Yeah, because he could get sent back
He
to jail
could.
for contempt of court again.
Having said that, I think Tommy's a very highly intelligent individual. I've watched that Oxford Union speech he did, and I've watched him with Jeremy Paxman when he was a young man. This man, had he had the opportunities that people like Paxman and Piers Morgan had, would have been flying by now. He would have been revered and probably just as fair because he's got a good nature on him. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't get that in his early years. He was working class. He was, people just muddle through, don't they? And I think he's got more than the capability to take Piers Morgan on, but the timing must be right for Tommy to be back to firing on all four cylinders. He's a while off yet. I really wouldn't like it if it was my son. I would think, oh no, don't do it now. Wait till your resolve is stronger. People coming out of institutionalized environments like that, especially with what he's been through, they need some time to reboot. And it's only how long he's only been out? A few days, literally.
Yes.
Yes,
and he's away with his kids at the moment, and I think he needs that. Now, Leilani, just before I come to you, because June has mentioned that interview that Tommy Robinson, that very famous interview that Tommy Robinson did with Jeremy Paxman, it's been going a little bit viral again this week. And I like reminding people of it because it just proves how corrupted the mainstream media were, because pretty much everything Tommy Robinson said in that interview has now been proven in the Casey report. So let's just have a quick watch before we come to you, Leilani. But first, do you know how often I talk about the need for free speech to be protected? Well, I've been increasingly thinking lately of the need for personal protection from snoopers, bad actors, and hackers online. And I'm delighted to tell you, I've found the fail-safe solution. But what's more, this VPN, or virtual private network to use the full term, is also a life changer when it comes to providing you entertainment and information from anywhere in the world, wherever you are. Let me introduce you to Surfshark, an incredible and easy-to-use service that encrypts all your internet traffic, meaning your online activity stays safe so you can shop, stream, browse, and conduct your banking online in complete privacy. But the benefits of Surfshark go way beyond keeping you safe online. It allows you access to your favourite entertainment and news shows and channels like streaming services, Hulu, iPlayer, HBO Max, Peacock. Or if your favourite show happens to be blocked or geo-blocked on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney+, within seconds you can be watching just like you're in another country. If you're travelling for work or on holiday, you can also get all your favourite content from home, including sports. This is an insurance policy against creeping censorship in many countries. Watch anywhere, anytime. It is true freedom. And I'm all about freedom. A VPN can save you money too, because you can get the best deals from websites. Some websites actually change their prices depending on where you're buying from. So it's very helpful on that front too. And you can use Surfshark on unlimited devices, meaning your entire household can stay safe with just one subscription. And with over 3,200 servers in over 100 countries, there is a world of choice at your fingertips with 24/7 customer service if this happens to be your first time using a VPN. So go to surfshark.com/outspoken and you'll get an extra 4 months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price. What's more, Surfshark's so confident that it is the best VPN in the world. It is. I use it wherever I am. You can give it a try for a full 30 days, and if you're not entirely satisfied, your money will be returned. So go to surfshark.com/outspoken for an extra 4 months of Surfshark at an unbeatable price, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
One who's been murdered by a Muslim gang. You probably don't. I do. Do you know any 15-year-old girls that that you've grown up with that have been raped or pimped? You don't. So I don't expect you to understand the issues.
These are all personal issues of yours.
Personal issues in towns and cities like mine that are happening, and they're not happening with the Sikh community. They're not happening with the Jewish community.
And indeed, they're not happening with most Muslims.
No, they're happening within the Islamic community. This is what I'm saying, that it's an Islamic problem. And when I'm just a simple person, so I'm just a normal person, but when I'm looking at, I have to look for where this hatred is coming from.
So are you seriously suggesting there aren't white drug dealers and there aren't white gangs?
Of course I'm not, no.
Or Sikh gangs or any other kind of...
No, I'm not, but I'm saying some of these specific issues are coming from the Islamic community, solely the Islamic community, terrorists wanting to blow us up, constant hostile activity towards our youth, all these problems, and from sitting back, there's got to be something it's coming from. None of the other communities are spreading it, so we're a symptom of the problem. The English Defence League are a symptom.
You're claiming that community is spreading it. Actually, what we're talking about
Members of the
here...
community.
Yes, exactly, as you could talk about
I'm not saying
members
the
of the
whole
white community doing all sorts of atrocious things.
Yeah, but not 24-year-old groups of 10 of them hanging around outside school gates.
You've never seen a white gang?
And purposely targeting...
Never seen a white gang?
Are we going to pretend that Muslim groups are not out there purposely targeting our youth and pimping them? Are we going to pretend it's not
You're
happening?
not pretending white people aren't doing that?
Then not in the same manner, not in the same group. They're saying it's a cultural thing.
And Leilani, actually, that was 2011. So the mainstream media did pretend for 15 years, actually. They did pretend.
Absolutely they did. So that's why I think it's going to be very interesting when he goes on Piers Morgan's
show.
So
do you think he should do it, Leilani, firstly?
I do think so, but as June said, a little bit of time. I just watched him on Patrick Bet David. I think there's a lot of people that he should go on first where he knows that he will be able to speak, because who knows what happens with Piers Morgan. Tommy has it absolutely right in that interview. You don't know if he'll just get interrupted and Piers does his usual thing of just speaking over him like he likes to do. You don't know if Piers Morgan's going to try and goad him into talking about the film that he's not allowed to talk about. But one thing Piers Morgan can't do is say that history has changed or that facts have changed the same way that Piers Morgan has claimed that science changed over COVID. He can't say facts have changed. He can't say history has changed. He can't use those words again with Tommy. The facts are the facts and the history is the history. So he either has to accept what Tommy's saying as correct, but, I do think he'll try and trip Tommy up, but Tommy knows his facts. He has everything in line. He's not like that guy that was on GB News that throws out a statement and can't back it up. Oh, but he said racist, heinous things. Well, what racist, heinous things? And then he can't answer it because it's all hearsay.
Andy 12s, who of course had to apologise.
Exactly.
Because he's worried about Tommy suing him.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like Tommy knows his facts and can back everything up that he talks about. And this whole thing is, I hate to see it when they start talking about Tommy's criminal history, because I watched the Jordan Peterson show with him where he was allowed to speak. And one of the things he got done with mortgage fraud was the same way that Trump got done over the Mar-a-Lago loans, where, maybe the value wasn't right, or it was over a self-cert mortgage. I know so many people, if you're over 45, like I am, you would know people that might have inflated their income slightly on a self-cert mortgage. That's what Tommy had done. And Tommy had paid back every single penny of that mortgage. It was in his brother's name. The mortgage had been paid back, and they came after him like they did with Trump's Mar-a-Lago
Yes,
loan.
because he has been subjected to state warfare now.
Yes.
For 2 decades. But what is so shocking about it, though, is that much of what's said isn't actually based in any reality. So it doesn't particularly matter if you're Tommy, because you're thinking, well, I never abused a woman, yet Nigel Farage is on LBC saying I abused a woman. So it's very, very difficult. I mean, June Slater, are you surprised that Piers Morgan is maintaining this very anti-Tommy Robinson position, given that America, which is the audience that Piers Morgan cares about most, has completely woken up to the fact that Tommy Robinson is a real hero?
Surprised. He wants controversy for his channel. I don't think he's thinking any deeper than that. And obviously, sometimes I think he can come across as a bit of a bully. And the last thing you want when you're a bit fragile, and Tommy, even though he's a strong man, will be a bit fragile after what he's been through. In the hands of Jordan Peterson, he would be a reasonable interview where topics will be discussed rationally. The one thing I'd love to point out with people like Jeremy Paxman and Emily Maitlis, who are still banging on this week about it, these people are wrong. The left-wing journalist cult, and you are a cult, are wrong. Now, either you can't read or you can't be bothered to research, because this has been going on since I was a child. Grooming gang issues that Tommy Robinson was the reason I first knew about it. Tommy Robinson was the reason I did my first ever post in 2017 about grooming gangs. He was the reason. Now, other people say, yes, it was Tommy Robinson. And I had to then subsequently take over 500 posts down about Tommy Robinson that I'd made because Facebook threatened to take down UK Politics Uncovered. That's how visceral the establishment is with Tommy and Katie Hopkins. It's only since recent times that, well, since Musk has come into the affray with Twitter, that Tommy Robinson and Katie have had proper pages on social media. I think it's horrendous what they've done with these two individuals. And Tommy Robinson, like it or not, was vocal and courageous and brave. And he was the reason, no one else. After that, I learned about what Maggie Oliver was doing. And Maggie Oliver is doing some incredible work right now. And she's got a hashtag going. And the hashtag is, they knew. They knew. They bloody well knew. Everybody knew. My parents knew. I knew. If my parents, who are long dead now, knew what was going on, the councils knew what was going on. Everybody knew, and it's been covered up. And Tommy was one of the shining lights. That's why he's loved. Politicians get supported. Tommy Robinson is loved. I said that to Liam Tufts when I was talking to him. That's the difference with Tommy Robinson. And it will always be like that because the people love what he's tried to do. And especially when fat cat presenters who are on big, humongous wages, who have had university education and are institutionalized in the way they go about things. And some of them actually, I would say, cultural Marxists, attack Tommy because he's a threat. He's a threat.
Yeah, and they think that we're stupid. They think we're stupid and they think that we're not going to remember what they said. But the great thing is that we now have the receipts. So Emily Maitlis and Lewis Goodall and Patrick Christie's, we know what you were saying 10 years ago. So don't try and tell us that you've changed your mind now, unless actually you are prepared to come out and apologize. That's what I think you have to do. I've got loads of stuff wrong in my career, loads of stuff wrong. But the point is, I'll come out. I'll own it. I don't try and shy away from anything that I've ever said or written. But what we're seeing is this sort of changing of the tone as if we're all completely stupid. I do think with Piers Morgan, though, the one good thing about the way Piers conducts his debates is that it is all there. So if he has changed his mind, he's going to have to do a groveling apology just like he did after all of the COVID madness. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.